Well, hello again, everyone, and thank you all for joining us again as we talk to different individuals in their recovery journey. And as we are continue on with this anti-stigma campaign against recovery. And my name is Angela Jones Ormes, and I am an adult peer support substance abuse disorder specialist here at Comprehend. And today I have with me my husband, Kevin Ormes. Kevin, you want to introduce yourself and let everyone know how many years you have sober?
Yeah, my name's Kevin Ormes. Like she said, as of June 6th, we celebrated 14 years being sober.
Congratulations. Thank you for
Thank
that. Okay. So I'm going to start off here with these questions and just answer them to the best of your ability. So, what age or stage of life were you when your substance or mental health disorder started?
Probably about 16. I was real good into it by the time I was 18. I went to basic training when I was 17 into my junior senior year, and I really kicked it in overdrive then because they treated me like an adult, and I partied like an adult there.
Okay. And if any, what life events were taking place that may have caused you to begin using?
I really don't know. I mean, like, I can't really blame it on them. My parents were, going through their struggles. They were staying together for me, and I ended up telling them to get divorced at that time. But I can't really blame it on that. My dad would drink, and it'd be a mean drunk actually on the weekends, and I swear I would never drink, so I can't say that led me to drinking. I started drinking because I thought I could handle it and not get to that situation, but my tolerance level was really high at the beginning. I should have known something was going on in me at that point.
Okay, alrighty. And can you elaborate on how your addiction or progressed, how that progressed throughout the years?
Oh, yes. Well, I always worked, but like I had built up a tolerance. I was drinking about 3/5 of vodka a day by the time I quit. I would have drink a pint in the morning just to be able to brush my teeth from the shakes and everything. So like how much I could drink just kept building, and how much I could partake. Like I don't know how, except for God, that I'm still alive because I did more than what most people could do, what they build up to.
Okay. So, what losses did you experience along the way?
Well, every relationship, I mean, I don't have to be boy and girl, it could family, everything. Every relationship was because alcohol was first.
Mm-hmm.
Now I had God first, and then everything else trickles down. But I had alcohol first. I mean, like I did not go to events if I couldn't drink. I could never get in a serious relationship with none because any female because alcohol would win out every time. So definitely the relationships, and then that includes family too. I stopped going around my family. I remember my cousins being small, and when I got clean, I went back and they were all in high school or graduated, and I'm like, wow, where did all these years go? And that was towards the last part of my using.
Okay, yeah. So, do you remember what events led you up to seeking recovery?
That I always said, like my list of things I would never do was almost done.
Mm-hmm.
I think dying was the only thing left that I wouldn't do, that I swore I would never do. I just got up one day and I said, I'm tired of being tired. I had a house or an apartment at that time that was like the dope house. People come to my house and they would use dope to hide from their wife or girlfriends or whatever. So I needed to get out of town. I went to the Hope Center in Lexington because if I was laying in there sick and somebody knocked on my door and had some dope, I probably would do it. So I needed to get away from the environment. But I was just done. I've been done for a long time. I did not think I could quit because I thought I would die if I quit. I had used so much, I thought like it would kill me. And they put me in the hospital for 3 days when I went to the Hope Center. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And so that was you didn't have any more time seeking treatment. That was the one time for you to seek treatment, or had you had other attempts?
That was one time. That was my only time.
Okay.
But I do not want to boast about that because there were so many times I said, I'll never drink again. And I did. So I don't ever want to be caught again and say I did it the first time, because there's like, years of days of me saying I'll never drink again, making promises to people, and then promises that I actually believed that I was, when I made that promise that I was going to do that.
Okay. And what were 2 significant barriers you overcame to get to recovery?
Well, I was raised to never quit and just like buckle up and do it yourself. So like going and asking for help was way out of my league. To be able to do it, I wasn't being a man. But to admit that I needed help, I think that's the manliest thing I've ever done in my life.
That's good.
So that was definitely one. And family not understanding. I remember I would go to recovery for a while. My dad said, aren't you done with them classes yet? And ultimately, when I first got into recovery, I was sort of like, maybe I can go to this meeting and learn how to drink.
Drink responsibly.
And I didn't realize drinking was my Band-Aid for stuff that I needed to work on.
Exactly. That's good too.
Yeah.
Okay. What skills did you learn either in treatment or from others that you still use today?
Oh, communication. Communication key in everything. I always expected you just knew what was on my mind and then get mad when you couldn't come up with what I was wanting to do. So we talk it out. So communication's key, and just being able to admit when I'm wrong and doing something to fix that.
Okay. How has sobriety impacted your personal, family, work, and community life?
I said it a billion times, and it's cliche, but if I had wrote a list when I first got in recovery of things that I wanted, I would have shortchanged myself. I've got so much out of this. I'm a new wife, but I mean, we can keep on going. I'm a recovering addict, and I'm at a job where they gave me 4 credit cards for different buildings. I mean, and I have a key to everything in 4 different facilities. So I've gained trust from people, and I couldn't understand why when I first got in there, like 60 days in, I'm like, why didn't they trust me? Well, it took me years to lose that trust.
Exactly.
So it took me years to build that back.
That's good.
But staying with the program and staying vigilant in my recovery, I've gained both those.
Okay. What advice would you give to someone who is struggling in recovery and they're also thinking about quitting, giving it up?
Yes. And this is all cliche stuff, and I hated hearing it when I first got in there, but it's so true. Do not leave before the miracle happens.
Amen. Yeah.
And like I just said a second ago, it took me years to get to that point, and I can't come in here in 2 weeks and be better. I remember I thought I was getting better, and it was like 30 or 45 days into my recovery. I was like, wow, the cobwebs are finally gone. And I had thought like 2 weeks in that I felt better. It's amazing. But we'd have to like ride with it. But I can also say, don't come in there inspecting the white picket fence tomorrow.
Right.
We got to put a lot of work in, and we got to stay with this program or whatever program you do. And I happen to do a 12-step program.
Okay. Good. And so the last question that I have for you is, what advice would you give family, friends, and other concerns about someone who is using or, addicted to alcohol or whatever issues they may have?
We got to watch enabling. You can love someone to death.
Yes.
And I've seen it happen often, and we're great as addicts as smooth talking someone and make them think, yes, I might have needed for money for liquor bill, but it's because I went and spent money on dope, and that's why I don't have money for liquor bill. Or so such. When I first got into recovery, I say it over and over, but there was a lady that always said, "I wish you desperation." And what she was saying, I hope you're desperate enough to make that change in your life. So, but family has to, like, we have to support them, but we got to do it from a distance. And we can't just, if every time we get in trouble and you're giving us money, then we have no consequences of getting in trouble.
Yeah.
So we need to be able to hit that little bottom every now and again.
Okay. Well, so that concludes my questions for you, and I just want to congratulate you on living in recovery and being the spokesperson that you are for recovery and agreeing to do this so that we can kind of figure out a way to break this stigma of people who are in recovery are bad people or they can never recover. But we've seen so many people who live that daily, and we're thankful for that.
And we see things that you can't put on paper. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the little thing. I can remember crying the first year I put a Christmas tree up. I never put a Christmas tree up because I couldn't even afford to put gifts underneath the Christmas tree because I spent it on other things. And I got in recovery and I put my own Christmas tree up. But it's them little victories we need to celebrate with each other. And in community, in 12-step programs, we do celebrate that with each other because we know what it's like to be and where we've been.
Well, again, thank you all for listening and viewing, and we hope you tune in the next time that we have someone.